What's going on, everybody? My name is John, and this is my demonstration and walkthrough of my web app I've been working on. It's called MyDose. So a quick overview of the purpose behind this project. I've been recently shadowing a lot of medical physicists that work in hospitals and help out cancer patients get radiation treatments. And I was talking to one, and he said there's not really a way for the cancer patients to see how much dose of radiation they're receiving. They usually measure dose in like grays or sieverts, stuff like that. And so I wanted to create a web app that keeps track of that for patients and doctors. So doctors could log in how much dose they gave a patient that day, and the patient could go into their account and look up how much dose they'd received in the last month, stuff like that. So today I'm going to be showing you guys the main structure of MyDose. And not only is this going to kind of give you guys an idea of what this app is, but it's also a really good base Django app to kind of help you understand how Django works as a web app framework. So if you're interested in developing web apps with Django, you can watch this video and learn a lot. All right, so here I am on Visual Studio Code. This is my IDE of choice. So what you're going to do is go into this directory, open up a new terminal, and just clone the repository. Just to git clone and paste in that URL, and it should copy all the data into this folder. All right, so now that I have cloned my repository here, here's the repository MyDose. I'm going to go ahead and change into this directory. And then I want to start my Python virtual environment. So I can do that by doing py m venv, and then whatever you want to call it. Let's call mine .venv. Okay, so if you look over here to the left, you can see that here's my virtual environment. So now I have to activate it. So we're going to go .venv slash scripts slash activate. And then if you can see here on the bottom, there's a little green in parentheses with the name of my virtual environment. That means that we're inside the virtual environment. And just to test to make sure we did it right, we can do pip list. This will show all the things we have downloaded. It's like nothing because we just created a brand new virtual environment. So now we need to get the requirements from this project into our virtual environment. So we want to do pip install -r and then do requirements.txt. Okay, so now it finished installing those requirements. Now if I do pip list again, it'll show me I have Django installed as well as some other things here and there. All right, guys, so step 3 is we have to migrate all the models into our database. So what you got to do is change into the My Site directory. Now inside My Site is just everything that has to do with the website. So we're going to do change directory My Site. Now that we're in there, we want this manage.py file has a lot of things that are useful with this. So we're going to do py manage.py and then migrate. Now this, if you don't understand, it's fine, but what it does is it just takes everything that I've set up, puts it into, makes some tables in our SQL database. Right, here's our database, and that's going to help us out later. All right, and then the last thing to do before we can get started is we need to create a super user, an administrator user. This can be the thing that we're going to use to test all the login pages to make sure they work. So to do this, you want to do py manage.py create super user, enter, and then it's going to ask you to create an account. So I'm just going to call mine admin at example.com, and then for password I'm just going to put password. It says it's too common, but I'm going to say yes anyway. Perfect. All right, guys, so now we got the admin user set up. So now we're ready to start the server. So Django has this built-in web server just for testing purposes. So we can do py manage.py run server. Start that, and then you'll see what happens. Awesome. So it started the development server, and here it's just at localhost port 8000. All right, guys, so now that we have the test server running, we can pull up a browser, create a new tab, and do localhost :8000 MyDose. This is going to be the URL that we're going to get our web app on. So I'm going to click enter, and here's the first home page. So we have a few links here. If you click this, it just goes back to home, so that doesn't do much. Let's try patient portal. So we click patient portal, and we have to log in as a patient. Now we just created the admin user, which can get us in anywhere. So I'm going to do admin password and then log in. It says success. Click here to go to the patient portal. And then here we are at the patient portal. Obviously, it's not that exciting yet, but eventually I'm going to add a lot of functionality to this. So we can go back to the home, and then we can try the doctor portal. If I click here, this is a different login screen. This one's only for doctors now. So I'm going to use, but I'm going to use the same one because it's admin. Don't save. And then here it says, click here to go to the doctor portal. And here's the doctor portal. Again, it looks very similar to the patient portal, but they're complete different sides of the website. And now I'm going to show you guys the code and how it all works. All right, guys, so here we are back on VS Code. So everything, all the magic happens in this My Site directory. Now, if you see here, we have 4 apps. My Site, which is the Django built-in. This is like all the settings and administration, how the site works. So all the URLs that I use are in this file. So there's MyDose, doctor portal, patient portal, and admin. And then settings, if you want to like switch out things here, you do that there. Now, the ones that I created were main, doctor portal, and patient portal. So if we look at the main, so here in the main app, I'll show you guys there's 3 main very important things about Django and its organization. There's a lot more, but the main 3 to get started are URLs, views, and models. So models are with databases. Any model you create is going to create a table in a database. So in this main app, I'm not using any models. URLs, these are all the URLs that are going to create a view on your page. So if you go over, so for example, login patient is going to include the patient login view. And then over to views, this is where a view is just like a page displaying. They take in a request and then they return a render. They return like a HTML thing. So the HTML is found in templates. So here's all my HTML files. This is my index.html, which is just the main homepage. And then I have the doctor login, which has a form. And then I have doctor portal, which is just the redirect thing. Patient portal and doctor portal are very similar, but so far they're not very developed. Doctor portal has a few models so far. There's patient, diagnosis, plan, and treatment. I haven't finished implementing these yet, but these are going to be the tables in the database. And so once I start implementing like a database, the doctor will be able to view like the patient, what their diagnosis was, and plan, and then treatment includes like how many radiation doses, things like that. So thanks for watching, guys. This is the first of many videos, hopefully, on my progress with MyDose. So hopefully this was helpful to you guys, and I appreciate you watching, and take care. See you later.